No one can argue with me. I mean, you can, but enjoy the pit. It's going to be bad. By the way, it lasts forever. And all you false prophet hunters, looks like my testimony's true. Sorry, Robin Hood and all you shills. By the way, it lasts forever. And all you false prophet hunters, you guys have a date with destiny, unfortunately. And I'm I'm sorry for you, but it is what it is. Okay, now watch. You know what? Here we go. Let me show you. So if you're going to meet in a building that's a big snake, okay, I'm going to show you the big snake in a sec. But if you're going to meet in a building that's a big snake wearing a crown, it would be good to know who the snake is that's wearing a crown in the Bible. Biblically speaking, Kleck, who is the snake? Well, let's look at the Bible. The Bible says the
Biden.
dragon
Who says it?
is
Biden?
the serpent is the devil, and the devil is Satan, and Satan is the king of the locusts. Let me show that to you. The dragon equals the serpent in the Bible. Biblically speaking, Kleck, who is the snake? Well, let's look at the Bible. The Bible says the
The
dragon
Biden says.
is the serpent is the devil, and the devil is Satan, and Satan is the king of the locusts. Let me show that to you. The dragon equals the serpent. So, did y'all know that? Did y'all know that the Vatican facing the opposite direction is a dragon wearing a crown? Yeah, it's a dragon coming up out of the sea, and it's wearing a crown. Have you ever heard of the beast that riseth out of the sea? It's the dragons. It's all his people coming up out of the sea
It's definitely coming up out of the
of
sea.
humanity. Now watch. So wearing a crown. Yeah, it's a dragon coming up out of the sea, and it's wearing a crown. Have you ever heard of the beast that riseth out of the sea?
I don't know. I think so.
It's the dragons. It's all his people coming up out of the sea of humanity. Now watch. So
We're on our way.
the serpent equals the devil, and the devil equals Satan, and Satan is the king of the locusts in Revelation 9:11. Why do you think they bombed the Twin Towers? See, I always do this. They bombed 9/11. Isn't that wild that on 9/11, which is in the Bible, I'll quote Revelation 9:11, they had a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name is Abaddon, and in Hebrew tongue has Greek tongue hath the name Apollyon. This is like a alien invasion, but it's from the pit, guys. Actually, angels are the aliens in their system. And it was commanded that they not hurt the grass, the earth, or neither any green thing, but only those men that have not the seal of God in their foreheads. The word God here is theos, so it's very different here in the New Testament. So defining it can be a little trickier, but I can show it to you with no problem. Total clarity. Okay, and the shapes of the locusts were like horses prepared unto battle, and they had their heads crowns of gold, the faces of men, and the hair like women, teeth like lion, and the sound of their wings is like many horses rushing into battle. So let me just kind of give you a picture. So the earth is going to crack open. Just kind of give you a picture. So the earth is going to crack open. That sounds pretty scary. It sounds like a sci-fi movie. It is. And then out of the earth, because a dimension is going to get open. You know how they're going to do it? CERN. Because all the little host bodies that you see walking around, they're the serpent race. It gets open, and all the scorpions are going to come out and sting men, unless you have the seal of God. And look, right here, Revelation 9:11. I'm gonna change the colors so it's easier.
8:48 in reference to 9/11. 9/6, 6th hour to the 9th hour.
Here to see. So Revelation 9, the seal of God. And look right here, Revelation 9:11. I'm going to change the color so it's easier to
You gotta slow that one down to catch that one.
see. So Revelation 9,
That's how
and
I
look,
see
I'm
it.
going to hide. They had a king right here. So
Is that
who's
935?
they right there? I'm going to change it all to yellow. And they had a king over, who's they and them? So let me ask you.
Oh,
And they
846.
had a, so Revelation 9, and look, I'm going to hide. They had a king right here. So
935.
who's they right there? I can change it all to yellow. And they had a king
199.
over, who's that?
846. That was the time of the first airplane that hit tower. I don't know if it was 1 or 2 with the first 9/11 back on 9/11 September. And then 848, it's 2 minutes later. A lot of things happen around 848. Obama stating he's God by reading the passage that he was famous for reading.
World is a sci-fi thriller like The Matrix, kind of like where they bust through Zion and it's like they're here. That's what's coming, guys. Locusts from the bottomless pit, which tells like Scorpion they're going to see.
I mean, it's just flat out telling you the movie, the script.
The angel of whose name in the Hebrew tongue is, look, Abaddon. See the number 3? They use the number 3 all the time.
Yep, I see it. Shout out to Chase. When you gotta drive about 8 miles away.
Look, I know this is awkward for you, Allie. But it doesn't change the way I feel. Please come back to the yacht with me.
As the
World turns. This portion brought to you by Dawn. Dawn takes the grease out of your way.
Okay, but in the Greek tongue, the angel of the bottomless pit, the king of all the locusts. So everybody say this together with me. The king of all the locusts, the angel of the bottomless
Jonathan
pit.
Kleck
His
says
name in Greek is Apollyon, which is Satan. Say it right there. So see, I'm tying it all together. So the angel of the bottomless pit is the boss of all the locusts that are going to come out. And he's the angel of the bottomless pit, the destroying angel. And his name is
Jonathan Kleck.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Dawn.
There's
The
Dawn.
dishwashing liquid that takes grease out of your way. And by Bold 3 detergent with
Bold
built-in
3.
fabric softener.
Route 3, 17th and JFK in Philadelphia at 8:48 a.m. It's the second 9/11.
well, who is Satan? Well, let me show you who Satan is.
Satan is divided, and when a house is divided among itself, it cannot stand.
Angel of the bottomless pit is. Who is Satan? Well, let me show you who Satan is. And he's the angel of the bottomless pit, the destroying angel, and his name is Satan. Well, who is Satan? Well, let me show you who Satan is.
Satan is dragon, serpent, serpent, devil equals Satan, Satan, angel, bottomless pit, destroyer. But is it the destroyer? Is Satan the destroyer just because it says the destroying angel? Because there's other angels out there that destroy people with the fire that proceeds out of their mouth.
The dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil and Satan. So right here in Revelation 12:9, the great dragon was cast out. And who is that great dragon? Look what it says.
Jonathan Kleck said,
or primeval.
So as you know, as you asked Jonathan, there's KJV down here, and if you just flip it over a little bit, it's Kleck Jonathan Vargo, along with the 12 next to him, like the 12 apostles, but as Paulo, and then 13.
I'm going to click on dragon. It means to look.
Now there's 13.
A fabulous kind of serpent, perhaps supposed to fascinate. So the dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil and Satan. So right here in Revelation 12:9.
Look, the devil's cast out of heaven down to the earth. And then just as it says down here, is cast out to the earth, the very next passage is all about now is come salvation and the strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren he's been cast out, because now he's that old. You know how you say, like, nah, that was the old me. I'm not doing that anymore. That's the old dragon that's been cast out.
Commencement at the first. You know why? Because in Genesis 1, guess who's making man?
In the beginning of this whole system, Lucifer created his race first. Probably for like the first 7 years or something like that. And then in Genesis 3, was it 2 or 3? Coming up next, God breathed the life into Adam. In this system, this whole system, there's it's separate from the reality of the spiritual realm, because it's another level up and one level down. And whoever is either higher or lower, it gets switched. That's all it does. It just gets switched, because the spiritual realm happened one level up above the script that's being played out with Adam and Eve and God and the serpent, and how things are switched around, where serpent being the good guy, just, warning them, or not warning them, just saying that God's lying over there. And so it's everything switched upside down and backwards and left and right. And it could be very well that it's true this way, and it's also true the way it's been flipped upside down. Because it's true for the sci-fi movie that's being played out right now, and those that are writing the scripts. So Adam and Eve, as two individuals, as twins, like the brother and sister, husband and wife, Joseph and Mary, whichever way it is that the two are one. But if you look at it as we're just getting started, then you're not going to believe that Lazarus was raised from the dead yet.
Yeah. Serpent. And who's the serpent? Called the devil. Who's the devil? Specifically Satan, the
Jonathan
false
is a guy that,
accuser, Diablos, which deceiveth, ready, properly to cause to roam from safety or truth. Let me ask you this. Where do you think you roamed from? The word serpent, we already looked at old. It means the one that was the very beginning, which was Genesis 1. Okay, who's the old serpent? Well, it says a sly type of cunning, artful, malicious person. Oh, wow, Johnny. Yeah, look. Diablos, which deceiveth, ready, properly to cause to roam from safety or truth. Let me ask you this.
That's also why the race is called the Romans, because they've been roaming from heaven up there, the land that's above planet Earth that they came from.
Where do you think you roamed from? Heaven. You were led away captive, tricked by taking on a host body, saying, I'll do it, and you were found out. A serpent race, and the serpent race is always eating the sheep, like the picture right there of me. And the same exact thing is going on this picture of me that another guy drew named Marcel. What do y'all think? A bunch of dudes are just cruising me? Hey, Johnny, I drew a picture.
Hey, Johnny, I drew a picture of you.
Like, okay. Yeah, well.
Hey, I have a question for you, Johnny. When you bet that person $1 million that guy over there was going to draw a picture of you he was going to draw a picture of you winking your eye, your hair and your hair like a woman, and he was going to draw a serpent eating you with a dead sheep right next to you with your headphones. When you bet that person $1 million, well, how many people did you bet? Just that one guy, the two guys, or the three guys? Because if you bet just the one, well then, where's my half? Where's my breakdown? And then, but if you did it with two, if you made two bets, and it depends on how many you made bet-wise, because if you made two, then you break it down by three, and you made three bets, so then you break it down by four. So then it's $250,000 each person. But if you just made the one bet, then it's 50-50 for winning the bet.
You know, I only like girls, but thank you for the picture. No, it was the serpent race mocking me. And original Primeval, like the Adidas original commercials.
The old serpent, the original, Jonathan Vargo Kleck. Are you not 58 years old?
Where they're all hanging upside down. See, a commencement, a beginning. First, it says first time, place,
last.
or rank beginning.
And we're at the end.
Okay, so.
You ever think that the serpent is just simply the spirit that came to Eve, and then Eve went with it? And because it's a serpent, because it's a snake, it's referring to what you do at the tree of life. And when the serpent comes as an idea to the female side of the person inside of your same vessel, when you're born as a man, then as the thought comes to the woman, because it's the idea coming from Satan going to the woman, transferring, and then bringing the woman's spirit is bringing to the other side of your spirit inside of the same vessel, saying, hey, want to do this thing? And it's a host body system. And all you got to do is, we'll cause a deep sleep to fall upon you, because you look pretty tired there, Johnny. Over here, I believe somebody else is sleeping. This guy here, his eyelids shut. So things just look tired. So deep sleep fell upon Adam, and there was darkness from the 6th to the 9th hour, because it takes, I don't know, I would say it's probably like a 3-hour surgery to go from Adam to Adam and Eve, because a bone was taken out of the rib of Adam, because he got pierced in the side. And then the system is, once you have Eve inside of you as a man, now you're full woman, full man. So did you ever think that the serpent, it's not just the serpent, this one or that one. It's not just the Adam or the Eve and the one with the crown, but it's also the spirit that came to Adam through Eve at Adam, because Adam was the man born, and the serpent came to Eve, the feminine side of human beings. Your masculine and feminine side came to the feminine side convinced the masculine side to say, okay, let's do this thing here. And then now you are able to be both.
To cause to roam from safety or truth, virtue to deceive and seduce. The same exact words of what happened to Eve when it said the serpent beguiled me. Right here. The serpent beguiled me. Look, right here, watch. To lead astray, seduce, and deceive. To lead astray, seduce, and deceive. It wasn't a snake talking about apples. It was sex. Okay.
Yeah. And with the host body system, from what I've learned, inside of one individual, the sex is happening inside of the system, inside of the person that did it. And then in this movie that I was writing, that's how it was going to be, where it's this thing where you see people will take the Bible literally, and they're in the movie they're taking Bible literally, so they're playing everything out literally. But it's also happening spiritually as well, being fulfilled. But to those that are known, it's taking place, and what they're doing is they're taking the literal term. So when it says that you keep your seed to yourself, well, in this host body system, there's some kind of I guess intertwined things going on inside of the body. Like, for instance, like some kind of like there's the travel that it travels inside and stays with you, because that's how I was looking at it with when David was being interviewed. He was asking about how it feels. Like, why does he always have a smile on his face? Because you're keeping your seed to yourself. And it's something that happens multiple times a day. So you're kind of living like that secretly, where nobody knows, but you're having pleasure. I mean, I can see why it would be enticing to do, to have that, to keep your seed to yourself, but it requires eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which God said, "Thou shalt not eat of it." See, who said not to eat from it? Well, when Eve was asked by the serpent, she said, "Well, God said we can eat of all the other trees, but the one we don't want to eat from that tree over there with the knowledge, because if we do, then we'll be like we're gonna die. But the serpent said, "You surely shall not die." He just said, "You'll be like the gods. You'll know good and evil." So he was trying to give them the consciousness. The serpent was. But you see, yeah, he can say, no, he lied because he didn't. You're not gonna die. Go ahead, eat it. Watch. They ate it. See, you didn't die, did you? God's a liar. No, God's not a liar, because when you take those scriptures and when you twist it, you can also twist it where you're calling God a liar because he said you shall die as soon as you eat it. But because you know how Satan is, he twists everything, blaming on God. But God didn't lie, because he said you shall die. Spiritually, you will die. And that's what happens, because why do you think Adam had a deep sleep fall upon him? It's a spiritual blindness. A deep sleep was caused upon Adam. And in the literal term, when Adam gets the surgery done, he has a deep sleep. Are you not, do you not have anesthesia? The anesthesiast, I think one of his friends was a really good friend, right? The guy skydiving, and you're put to sleep from the surgery's probably only scheduled at 6 a.m. or something, maybe even 6 p.m., 6 to the 9th hour. It's probably a 3-hour surgery. At least in the movie that I'm creating, that I'm writing, I'm putting this in because it's going to tie into the Bible, and it's going to tie into everybody's interpretation of what everybody thought things were and what they aren't. And then eventually they'll towards the end of the movie, they'll show you the actual land that is above us, the real what's up there, like really to be able to see it. That's going to be the greatest movie when that comes out, to actually see what's really above us.
And if you read your Bible and you know the Bible, there are levels of heaven. You know that, right? Paul said, "I was taken up to the third heaven, and it was so crazy I can't even talk. I cannot even utter words."
See, that's why when I hear a click, like the Adam click, and I listen to Derek, and they are so identical when you think of the Paul route, because one of them would be like the one Paul is murdering Christians, not really, just spiritually, and because of the hypocrisy in Christianity. And then people are supposedly called God's people when they don't even know God. And then the other Paul is the one that murders Christians, God's children, because this actual thing here, it's life and death, depending on which way you go, up or down. Because you can either go from, the thing with yourself or outside. Or you do the entire straight female. You're just now complete female. But I think maybe even with that female thing, when you do just straight female, that this device can be in the females as well.
Because it was a... But...
So, because when you go up there, if you're here, and then you go up there, I can only imagine how that's going to look, like just looking down, like, wow. I'm from down there. That can blow your mind.
This level that we're in, says, and Elohim created the heaven and the earth.
So now he's talking about this level here that we are in right now. They help the gods, Elohim, Inky, Enlil, They created the actual heaven and earth, everything that's in this earth, the skies, everything that's happening. They created that.
And the earth was without form and void, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the darkness, okay,
Because at one point, there was just darkness on this earth, right? So how many years ago did they start to get electricity? Right around the time that, because before that, nothing was ever known by anybody. Several ones that kept records. But before that, there was no electricity on this earth, I guess. But up there, around there, there was always something going on. That's where all the technology is. I bet you Click has a golden space saucer as well.
spirit. Okay, now watch this. So let's say I'm the serpent race. Let's just say right now I'm the serpent race.
Let's just say that for, hypothetically speaking.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to build a big church to honor our God, which is Satan, Lucifer. Lucifer's before the fall. Satan's after the fall. He's called the accuser now. So I'll build a big snake. So if you build a church that's in the shape of a snake.
So Lucifer's before the fall, Satan is now. So Satan was cast out of heaven. Satan, that old serpent, the old ways of the way things were back then, is at the ending of the whole matter.
Who are you building a church to? Satan. Well, who's Satan? The angel of the abyss. So I'll build a big snake. So if you build a church that's in the shape of a snake, who are you building a church to? Satan. Well, who's Satan? The angel of the abyss, the bottomless pit. Oh, wow.
Because when you do the host body system, when you go from male and you invert, this is now a bottomless pit because it wasn't there before. You created that inside of your actual body. So that's who Satan is the angel of.
Oh. So if you build a big church that's in the shape of a snake, then you're building a church to the angel of the abyss. Well, right here in Genesis 1, verse 2, it says, in the spirit of Elohim, God's angels, magistrates, moved upon the face. It says, in the spirit of Elohim, God's angels, magistrates, moved upon the face of the waters.
Moved upon the face of the waters. It's the beast rising up from the sea.
So Satan, the serpent, from the garden, he's the king of the insects.
Insects.
Says it right there in Revelation 9:11.
He's the king of insects. Sex inside of yourself as the host body mixed with AI, iron mixed with miry clay. And so inside of your body, obviously there has to be batteries. Has to be maybe even a plug that plugs in to, or I said this before, and I heard Jacob Israel mention something about how whatever it is that's going on inside of you, you can be charged, as you lay next to your bed with your phone. I remember saying the exact same thing a little while before that about when the EMP hits, and then when you have people that had this thing done, and it's because what it is, it's AI technology. And if AI is mixed inside of your body, then it's going to require batteries that are able to charge themselves. So when an EMP hits and that disrupts everybody's batteries, that's the part in the Bible where it looks like it fits, where men will seek death and death will flee from them. Yeah, you see Adam over here with the eyeball sleeping. And then God says, have dominion over the fish of the sea. The mouth, the eye.
You want me to find one where I'm looking down? Why? Find one where you're looking down. So I did. I hunted and I hunted and I hunted. And I found a view, there it is, where you're looking down. You know why? So I could see the little opening in the tip of the penis. So I would know absolutely that that was a crown shooting out of the penis, representing the serpent race, putting his seed in Eve, crowning the flesh as his. Or no? What do you think the greatest optical illusion ever done was? The greatest optical illusion ever was the creation of a host body system that's male and female, trapping God's angels in it.
There it is. Male and female trapping God's angels in it, inside of the host body system. So it's inside, it's insects, and apparently it's the mystery of the whole thing, the Bible. What's being played out, where it's being played out at, and what it really is.
That hunts the sheep. Why do you think I can say that person's going to draw a picture of me with a serpent eating a sheep or with a dead sheep on my face? How do you think I can knock it off so easy? Because I'm awake. Oh, but if you're asleep, see, if you get carried away captive and you're in their system and you have one eye down, you're in a trance. You can't even see because you're dead in your sins.